First of all, I want to introduce to you Booker T. Washington High School and Virginia Tech alum, the #1 pick in the 1985 draft, the all-time sack leader, 11-time Pro Bowler. Of course, in 1987, he was the Pro Bowl MVP. First ballot Hall of Fame inductee in 2009, Mr. Bruce Smith. How you doing, sir?
Dose is good, man.
Did I do okay?
You did great. You did great.
Okay.
It's, I realize I have an extensive resume, but that comes from a lot of years of hard work.
Yeah. 200 sacks. That's a lot, bro. 200. I mean, you put a lot of guys on the ground.
Yeah, and I probably hit them more times than I sacked them. So just keep in mind what that number could have actually been. The pressures and the actual making the quarterback throw under duress. It was quite a run. Geminis have split personalities.
Yes, we do.
So I guess that fits into the model of what's taking place during my career, and as you see me sitting here now, and when I'm out there on the football field, it was I had a different mindset, and when I'm not playing football, I'm a relaxed person, very easygoing. It takes a lot to rattle me, and I just enjoy life.
Well, I promise we will not be rattling you here. But speaking about your career, let's talk about your induction into the Hall of Fame. Huge moment for you, your family, football, Hampton Roads. I mean, everyone. They love Bruce Smith. They love your body of work on the field as well as off the field. What did that mean to you to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame?
Well, it exemplified excellence. I was able to reach the pinnacle, and one of the reasons I was able to reach that stage in my career is because of all the support and the folks that believed more in me than I believed in myself as a kid. Starting with my parents and the work ethic they instilled, and watching them struggle on a day-to-day basis, making minimum wages, coming from humble beginnings. I think two very influential people that were extremely important in my life was my high school football and basketball coach. They encouraged me to try out for the sports. They were my parents away from home during those high school years, growing up in the inner city of Norfolk, Virginia, where day-to-day was a struggle.
Yes, sir.
So it was very rewarding to reach that pinnacle and be able to tell the story of how my life unfolded and how these certain pieces of the puzzle kind of fit to make this picture,
yes, sir,
of being a Hall of Famer.
Well, you talk about your parents. You talk about your basketball and your football coach. Influences in your life. Could you break down how important that is for a young man who has his parents, but outside influences, mentors, let's say? How important that is for a young man growing up in the inner city? You had both your parents, but still, how important was that to you?
Yeah, it's imperative that we, and not only just athletes,
yes, sir,
but our young people in general, that we encourage them, we inspire them to realize that each and every one of them has a special talent.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's in sports, whether it's in education, whether it's in being a musician or art or things of that nature. I think it's imperative that we keep preaching and we keep pounding it in their heads to allow them to explore the hidden talents that are within them. I didn't know these talents were within me when I was growing up.
Yes, sir.
I had to have folks that kind of mold me and peer pressure and things of that nature that allowed me the opportunity to explore my world, explore the options that are out there. I mean, I think the first time that I had ever ridden on a plane or taken a long distance trip was when I went to Virginia Tech to have my first unofficial visit. I had no idea of the boundaries or how big the country was or how big the world was for that matter, and the experiences that I've had as a result of reaching that pinnacle in my career, being able to travel to Paris, being able to travel to Africa on a humanitarian effort with Operation Smile, going over on the USO tour with the USO, excuse me, with going over to Iraq to spend the holidays with the troops 3 or 4 years ago, wildest dreams. And I tell you, God is good.
He is good every day.
God has a plan. We just need to believe in ourselves, and we'll reach those goals, and we'll be a positive asset to our communities.
All right, let's go back to football real quick. Your thoughts on Michael Vick?
Wow, what an incredible talent.
Yes, sir.
He's certainly a man that's coming into his own now. He's matured a great deal over the last 3 or 4 years, and he's going to continue to be an asset to the community.
Plaxico Burress?
Plex, I just had him on my radio show yesterday. Another outstanding talent, and all of these guys that you mentioned, and we also had Percy Harvin on yesterday.
Nice.
From the 757.
Yes, sir.
Great representatives. Unfortunately, sometimes in life we go through life and we make a mistake or two, but that doesn't define us.
How about that?
That doesn't define us. God will forgive us for our sins and our past mistakes and transgressions. How we move forward and how we help to shape other people's lives and take those steps in the right direction that will encourage others to view us in a positive fashion. How we allow these kids to look up to us and hopefully take the mistakes that we've made and learn from us and make themselves a better person. So, all the folks that you just mentioned, I have the utmost respect for. I think Plex is doing a fantastic job now and playing for the New York Jets.
Yes.
And I think he's still got about 3 or 4 more years left.
Good years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My involvement with Operation Smile started back in 1993 when I went to a fundraiser for Operation Smile and met Bill McGee and his wife Kathy, and we established this relationship. I became one of their board members, and I was just intrigued and inspired by the work that they were doing, not only here in this country, by the work they were doing all over the country. And I was fortunate enough, I was invited to Kenya to go on a mission with Operation Smile. And we actually took a flying hospital over to Kenya, where we actually operated on, it was a number of thousands of kids. It was called the World Journey of Hope.
Wow.
And it was such an incredible experience. I actually participated in 3 of the surgeries myself, and my wife kind of participated as well, but she got nauseated from all of the blood that was taking place during the procedure. But it was just an incredible experience. And one of the things that some folks don't recognize is over in Africa and some other countries,
yes, sir.
There's a sense of worth that takes place when a male get marries a female in their culture.
Yes, sir.
The families trade, whether it's a cow
something
or a
of
goat
worth,
or something of worth. Well, when you have these cleft lips and cleft palates, they consider you to be an outcast.
Wow.
You're not worth anything. You're not worthy of being married. You're shunned away from any type of activities with any of the other kids. You're disfigured. You're an outcast, even by your own family.
Wow.
In some particular cases. And Operation Smile has come up with this procedure that it costs $240 to repair a cleft palate.
Is that right?
To restore hope to this particular person's life, to restore hope to that particular family's life, and it's just an amazing experience. It was a life-changing experience for me to see what had unfolded right before my very eyes, and to see the tears of joy when you hand that child back to the mother or father, and it doesn't look like the same child anymore.
I can only imagine. Now, let's switch gears real quick. We're going to stay on your community work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most celebrities, they have their own nonprofit organizations or a special charity that they work with. You, on the other hand, are a little different. You don't have that. Why is that, and how do you put yourself out there for the kids?
Well, I had a golf tournament that we ran for about 11 years, 12 years, and it was a great event. I brought players down here to the tune of Dan Marino,
yes, sir.
and we even had O.J. Simpson down one particular year, Marcus Allen. It was just an extensive list. Marshall Falk, and you talk about the all-time greats in the National Football League.
Cream of the crop.
Well, they came to this particular golf tournament because we reciprocated, and I would in turn have to go to their tournament.
Right.
So it took a lot out of me to get them down here. But that's what I believed in our community, and I wanted to expose not only players that I played against to this particular area, which they loved, but I wanted to have an opportunity to allow people from the Hampton Roads area to meet these folks up and close and personally. We donated monies to a number of different charities. Unfortunately, when things like that take place, I don't have all the control that should have taken place because I was busy traveling around and things of that nature. So my guy that was actually running the tournament did a couple of things that he shouldn't have done, and unfortunately I had to put an end to the tournament. But the fact still remains that we did a lot of good. We contributed a lot of money to different charities in the Hampton Roads area. And I've just found other ways to give back. I have scholarships that I donate every year at my church, Queen Street Baptist Church, in my father's name.
Okay.
I have a scholarship that at my high school that I donate or provide assistance to a student each and every year to attend Virginia Tech. There are a number of things that I don't go around boasting and bragging and talking about.
It's from your heart.
This is between me and God and the person that I'm helping out.
All right.
And that's what makes me feel good. Just being in a position to give back, it just puts a smile on my face on the inside and out.
Okay. Let's switch gears again. I'd like to talk about the way you've handled your business. And you mentioned that you don't go around bragging about the things you've done.
No need to.
No need to. Your body of work speaks for itself.
Right.
But then again, what I see in what you've done and how you've handled your business. You're a businessman.
Right.
At the end of the day, you've positioned yourself after football to be somewhat comfortable. Talk about how important it is to invest your money the right way, to be smart about investing your money, especially for athletes and people in general, please, sir.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yes.
And it didn't happen overnight. One of the things that was a benefit to me was I was surrounded by good people that were more interested in me as a person as opposed to the dollars that I was making. And for example, my business advisor, who happened to be my tax guy a number of years before that, Larry Bailey up in D.C., he only has about 5 or 6 clients. He handles Venus and Serena Williams. He used to handle Alonzo Mourning, handles Donovan McNabb,
Nice.
and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and a few others.
Okay.
But it's important to get someone that's in your life that can steer you and guide you when you're when you've reached a certain level in your career and your earning potential, that's interested in you and not just the monetary value that you represent. And I had that core group of guys, and I still have them to this very day. I've been with Larry now for 24 years. I've also been with my investor, Bernie Wolf, for about 22 years. And I think the relationships that I've made while I was playing football, and that's one of the reasons I got into real estate development, being a passive investor in real estate for a number of years, because of the relationship that I established with Dan Hoffler, the owner of Amada Hoffler. We continued this relationship while I was, and I actually met him at Operation Smile event in 1993,
Wow.
this same event that I spoke about earlier. And I just continued to build this relationship with him and began to invest in small projects, and then they became large projects, and then they extended the opportunity for me to start my own company, and they would teach me the business, and that's what I'm doing right now. What an incredible opportunity.
All right.
That's a tragedy when a father is not in his children's life.
I agree.
First statement. And we need to bridge that gap. First and foremost, if you don't plan on being a father, then you need to find some type of way of if you're going to have sex, protect yourself.
Yeah.
But having said that, it's a tragedy that those numbers are that high. They're staggering.
Right.
I think that if we plan on giving the next generation a chance, fathers have to step up to the plate. Whether you're with the woman that you've had the child with or not, you got to be a man and step up to the plate. I mean, there's just no excuse for not being a father to the child that you fathered.
It's not the child's fault.
Yeah, it's not the child's fault. And I think the sooner we realize that and understand that as men, we'll be in a much better place, and our kids will be in a much better place.
Absolutely.
I couldn't imagine not having grown up or growing up and my father not being a part of my life. That would have been devastating, and I assure you that I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today had my father not been around.
With that being said, what advice would you give to young kids, male and female, that are looking to sports as a career option, or just kids in general that are just struggling, trying to make it, what advice would you give them? Not necessarily just sports as an option, but I know you have a word for them that will get them over, because ultimately we know these problems. We actually know the solution. It's about making the solution happen. Do you have any advice for any of these kids?
Yeah, I was reading a book a while back, and it was a book that was written by Cornel West, a professor at Harvard, and he talked about the struggles of life, and he said, don't look upon struggle as being some negative thing. For struggle builds character, it builds integrity, and in the end, you'll come out being a stronger and better person as a result of that struggle. So while you're going through the struggle, whether you're a kid or an adult, don't look at it as some negative thing. Put your head down, or rather keep your head up.
Right.
Press on. Take it to heart. Apply it to your life.
Yes.
Don't just listen to it and let it go in one ear and out of the other. Apply some of these teachings and apply some of this advice that these folks are giving to you. Apply it to your day-to-day routines, and I guarantee you, you'll see things start to change in your life. But if you don't, if you expect something to change in your life, performing the same behaviors and the same traits and things on a day-to-day basis, and expect for things to get better, that's insanity.
It is.
That's insanity. But if you're a wise person,
All right.
you listen to the teachers, you listen to your coaches, you listen to your neighbors that only has your best interests at heart.
How about that?
I guarantee you, things will start getting better for you.
NFL Hall of Famer Bruce Smith, thank you so much.